We are just about set here in beautiful Baltimore, Maryland. It is the national championship game of men's Division II lacrosse. CW Post today taking on the Dolphins of Moyne. And welcome to this LG Mobile Update. I'm your host, Matt McConnell. Throughout the day, these two teams met up the road in Foxborough for a thriller of a national championship game last season. Let's take a look back. Moyne got off to such a quick start. Jack Venditti got the Dolphins rolling early on with a goal. But CW Post fought back through Greg Serrar, the great senior, scoring 4 goals, including the eventual game winner, giving the Pioneers an 8-7 win and their first title since 1996. We are ready for the rematch, and Dave Ryan, we can only hope that this year's matchup is as good as that one last year in Foxborough.
I think it will be. And what a great day of college lacrosse continuing. Tufts makes history, first ever national championship in any sport as they knock off favorite powerhouse Salisbury in the D3 game. Now the Division II national championship unfolds before us. Matt Danowski, CW Post, defending champs as Matt talked about. Moyne, 5th straight appearance in the title game.
Yeah, and personally I can recognize more of Moyne's coming from the Post. Never win a championship myself, so I gotta feel like Moyne has revenge on their minds and they're ready to go today, and they're going to be pretty fired up for this game.
Let's meet the starting goalies for this game of the champion between the pipes. For CW Post, it's Giordano. Moyne led by Matt Krupka from Onondaga Central High School near Syracuse. Grew up attending lacrosse championship weekends with his family as a fan. Now he's on the field starting in this title game. Mike Giordano splitting time with the Hofstra transfer Danny Orlando before taking over with excellent play down the stretch. He is now the man and has played extremely well with a 6-0 record this year.
Congratulations to both teams. Play hard, play fair. We'll officiate the game. Goalies cross over. Good luck, guys. Okay, both face-offs, guys. Listen up.
Moyne College led by head coach Danny Sheen. A graduate of Ithaca College, who's won 3 titles. John Jez bids for his second
We're not going to have any rolling through face-offs.
championship as head coach.
If you roll through, you're going to lose the ball. Come down, hands on the ground, both hands on the ground. Okay, wait for the whistle. We're going to vary the cadence. Okay, good luck, guys.
Our officials: Butch West, Rich Tamburino, Tom Young, Mike for sound. And we're underway. Mike Camo wins the draw for CW Post. It's the Division II National Championship presented on the CBS College Sports Network by LG.
No,
CW Post, the Pioneers in the green jerseys here. Moyne home whites.
Make sure it released.
Mike Messina, right-hand cradle, gets things started for Post. 1-goal winner over the Dolphins last year in Foxborough.
And CW Post is a midfield-dominated team. They want to start with the ball in the midi stick and end up with the attackman on the backside. So look for them to initiate a lot from the midfield to start the game.
This is Riccio. Watched by Corey Bolkin. Took the draw against Kama, who's the top face-off man of the X in Division II. Kama, a huge factor in this game. We'll watch his numbers all day. Facing off for the Pioneers. 1 minute in, D2 championship game, Messina. Watched by Jacato Hanna. Ball knocked down. And Krupka, a sophomore goalie, but his outlet pass too tall for the defense. And a turnover early. Bolkin couldn't bring it in. Dan Sheehan told us late last night that Krupka would get the starting nod. Jeff White, another goalie for Moyne, had played very well. And until about 3 games left in the regular season prior to the playoff run. White hurt his knee, was near 100% for the semifinal game with Limestone, but Krupka got the call, played very well. Here he is trying for a national championship today.
And Krupka's going to be tested today because Moyne doesn't want to slide. You don't want to play slide defense. You want to play fundamental on-ball defense. So if people get their hands free, run past some guys, he's going to be tested from 8 or 10 yards.
Riccio passing. It's Joe Mio. Top player offensively. His pass for Patterson, too low to handle. Picked up by Lemoyne, grabbed there by Paul Sullivan with a 6-foot pole. Outlet to Drew Bezic. And here come the Dolphins. Top of your screen, offensive lineup for Lemoyne as they try to cross the midfield line. Hanna didn't do it. Failure to advance, had to get in the box. Didn't do it in time. And here comes post again. Pioneer starting lineup, top of your screen. Each team a little rattled early. You know the nerves are flowing. Big game.
Absolutely, you expect to see that stuff. Failed clears and time violations in the first quarter, but that stuff has to go away in the end. And we saw last game, guys settled down after the first 5-10 minutes. And I expect to see the same thing here, guys settling down into a comfort zone here eventually.
D'Souza for Keith Rodriguez. He carries in the right hand. Cradle shot, he scores! Keith Rodriguez goes high on Krupka. Icebreaker in the Division II National Championship game.
As you take a look here from our OG Skycam, they want to force Rodriguez to his left hand, but he gets to his right hand anyway. There's a great stutter step to the middle and takes a great shot off stick side high over Krupka's head. Krupka he hitched. If you watch his hands, he looks like he thinks he's going to go low off stick side. He throws it right over the top. Great dodge by Keith Rodriguez to get into a strong hand.
Go ahead. For the whistle, guys.
Not easy to beat Mike Kama in the face-off X if you're Lemoyne. That was Matt Chatterton giving a shot, the All-American midfielder. As Matt talked about, top of the broadcast player of the year and midfielder of the year nationally. Matt Chatterton, 12 in white, player to watch for the Dolphins today. Lemoyne College from Syracuse, New York. It's about 10 minutes from the Syracuse University campus on the Heights, as it's known in that part of central New York. CW Post, Brookville, Long Island, North Shore of the island. Head-to-head national title at stake. Carry in by Joe Mio. Goes right-handed. Quick shot, score! Oh, look out. CW Post, 2 shots, 2 goals. Rodriguez and Mio, 2-0.
Right here, using our circle spotlight here on the telestrator, we're going to circle Joe Mio, and after that, we're going to run it here and watch him. Great individual. Draws a slide, gets the defenseman to back off a little bit, and he sets his feet, gets his hands free, and tucks it against the far pipe right there. It's a great camera angle to see Mio draw the slide, able to change direction, get his hands free, separate himself, and then stick it low to low with the far pipe.
Can anyone beat Mike Kama in the face-off X?
Get it out, get it out.
Look at the battle, look at the scrum.
Get it out. He's all right.
Balkin and
Okay,
Kama. It's
get it
still going on here, folks. Head-to-head. Where's the ball?
There it goes, man. Hold
Look
it.
at the battle.
Hold it.
Finally, it's loose.
No
Off the
possession yet.
wings.
Hold. No possession yet.
Still no possession. You hear it.
yet. Not
Live
yet.
on-field
Not
audio.
yet. Possession.
Officials are mic'd. Blount comes away with it, and he just got tattooed. What a hit. Joe Blount got decleated outside the box as he brought it upfield. Actually toward his own goal there for the Pioneers, and he staggers off to the sideline. That could be a key loss if he's hurt.
That was a big hit right there, but a great play by Richard Schmidt, who was spotlighted in the opening with a great stick right there. He got through 2 defensemen, able to flip it over the field for a good clear for CW Post.
Rodriguez for Brad D'Souza, sophomore from Trumbull, Connecticut. Second line middies on the field here for CW Post. John Jess early going to those midfielders. It's a hot day in the field. Air temperature near 90. New field turf surface here put in a month ago in Baltimore. And the heat just rises off of that.
And I think that'll be an advantage for CW Post as the game winds on. Moyne doesn't play a lot of midfielders, and if Post can play 6, maybe 9 guys in there, that'll make them more fresh towards the end of the game.
D'Souza passing in front, shot, another goal! Ploppin got free and finishes. D'Souza the setup. Krupka and Lemoyne in some trouble. Eddie Ploppin, the sophomore. timeout called by Danny Sheehan, head coach of the Moyne College, for good reason.
32.
Rodriguez, Mio, Plumpton have tallied early for the Pioneers, and CW Post has a 3-0 lead. Action underway. Division II championship presented by LG. Here from M&T Bank Stadium. Process starts with the making of the Division II Men's Lacrosse National Championship trophy. It finishes here today in Baltimore, and CW Post hopes to hold that trophy in a celebration lap around the home of the Baltimore Ravens. Great start. Matt, 3 goals in a 2:18 span for the Pioneers. This is a new look attack leading the way.
Yeah, CW Post lost a lot of guys last year. Mainly you see Greg Serrar there with 48 goals last year, and Dave Loftus too, attackman. Dimmler, great midfielder for him. So there's new guys out here, but it's the same offense. And these guys played under it, so they've been here before. But 3 quick goals, like you said, is a great start for CW Post.
For more on the new look Pioneers, let's go back down to Matt.
Yeah, Dave, it's interesting because this season they did have to recreate that entire offense with no Greg Serrar. So how did they do it? They put a bigger focus on defense, especially since they had to replace an All-American goaltender as well. So go figure, the defense right out the door, because their offense looks dynamite so far.
As does the faceoff man, Matt. Yet again, Mike Kama, who came in with 184 ground balls, leading Division II, 71% in the faceoff X in draws won, best in Division II, and he's won all 4 here today against Lemoyne. And once again, Post has possession.
And what Coach Jez told us during the week is that, as you see, 3 goals and 3 shots for Post, which is a pretty good stat line to start the game off. But going back to Kama, he has his own style, and he's adaptive, so he can change his style up in the middle of the game, which can play mind games with the other team's faceoff guy. So he's very unique in that he kind of changes things up as the game goes along.
Joe Mio, outside the box, takes a big hit. Nailed by Corey Bulkin.
Timeout. 3.
And CW Post takes a timeout. With 9 minutes straight up to go in the first quarter. We told you Post has won a couple NCAA tournaments. 1996 and again last year. In title games, the program now led by John Jez in his 4th year. 2-4 in title games. Lemoyne is 3-3. Some more Matt Danowski about the tourney history. The 11th time for the Pioneers in. 2nd most in Division II in title game appearances. They know about losing close ones and winning them as well. 2-time champion 96 and again last year. Close game. Interestingly enough, on the Lemoyne side, 2 of their 3 titles have come in this very stadium, 04 and in 2007. And Dan Sheehan told us yesterday, the Lemoyne head coach, they love the surroundings here. It's brought them a lot of good luck.
Yeah, they got to feel very comfortable here, winning 2 national championships. So they've been through a routine. They know how to practice here. They know how to play in here. They know the sight lines, where the sun sets at certain times. So you think they would have an advantage there, but Post came out firing all cylinders with 3 quick goals on 3 shots. So look for Lemoyne to settle down here as we get into the second part of the first quarter, and kind of get into a game and get an offense possession. Really haven't had the ball in the box yet with Mike Kama dominating face offense.
Well, Joe Mio from West Sable, Long Island, the only senior key offensive player for CW Post, was a great high school football player, told us yesterday. He thought a lot about becoming a college football player. And as he said to us yesterday, he's very seriously considering taking over one day down the road the taxidermy business run by his Uncle Danny. He said he and his uncle, and he's been working in that business since he was 10 years old, have stuffed everything from elephants to kangaroos to moose and bears.
Well, I mean, it sounds like a pretty successful venture already for getting that type of business. So not a bad thought, not something I want to go into, but good for Joe Mayo. Thinking outside the box and not just about lacrosse.
He said, you name it, we've stuffed it. Here he handles now, left-hand cradle. Got one already. Trip from behind, good defense. Moyne breaks out. Finns needed that. They have not had an offensive setup yet. Push call against the Pioneers. Good play upfield there by Brian Craig. Back down to Matt.
Yeah, Dave, just an update on that last time out. Dan Sheehan, the head coach of Lemoyne, he was telling us, guys, look, we need more out of our long poles right now. They're not getting the job done. Stop chasing, start supporting, and that's what he's trying to get out right now as they trail by 3.
Now, Matt, Brian Craig, good play, sophomore with a long pole from Brewerton, New York, just north of Syracuse Central Square High School. In a nice play a moment ago, we see the eye box. Craig, number 30. Good check. Offensively, Chatterton got shut down. The midfielder of the year denied in close by Giordano.
Chatterton does a good job of getting underneath there, but just a little too much. Maybe if he shoots that with his right hand instead of shooting that left, he's got a better angle at the cage. He kind of cut his angle down by getting back to his, spinning back into his left hand.
Moyne trying to settle down a bit here. Good trail check from behind. Jacado Hanna got there. Hanna scored 2 goals last week in the win over Limestone in the semifinals. He's quite a story. Short stick defensive midfielder from Hopkinton, Massachusetts, outside Boston, the start point of the Boston Marathon.
55, Len.
Ends up in Copley Square.
55.
He's a great high school football player, has the sacks record for his high school football team. And he is of Dutch heritage. His mom was born in Holland, as were his grandparents. He's going to head to Holland and Germany in the summertime to work with high school programs teaching the game of lacrosse. That'll be quite a summertime experience for him. Finally, a half-field possession here for his Finns. Digging an early 3-0 hole. Jack Harmatuck, attackman of the year, gets loose, shoots and scores! That's why he won the same award in Division II that our Matt Danowski won with Duke in Division I. Dolphins on the board.
This was a great job right here, but not by Jack Harmatuck. Actually, if we roll it here, we can freeze it. It's a great job. We freeze it right here of setting the screen here, right there. It's above goal line extended, and it gets his hands free in front of the cage, so we can run it right now. Now he runs off the pick. Now his hands are free in front of the cage, 5 yards, and he can bury the shot. So it's a great job of setting the pick just a little above goal line extended to get Harmatuck's hands free for a shot with a great angle at the cage.
Kama battling again.
Play on call, play on call.
Baldwin trying to get in there.
Green ball.
And Corey pushes Kama. That means another possession for CW Post. So Harmatuck, big goal, big hit, a thunderous hit in the open field. How about Paul Sullivan laying the lumber? Jacado Hanna trying to find the ground ball near the top of the box. And Post comes away with it. Patterson. He's the only upstate New York player on the CW Post roster. Gets significant playing time from Corning, New York. Southern tier New York State.
He's in a precarious position, but he eased him over.
Helps with the ground ball. Well, Moyne has struggled a bit goaltending, a bit with possession, so maybe Matt, some big hits can get the Dolphins pointed in the right direction.
Yeah, something's going to switch here. Something's going to flip the switch here for the Dolphins to get them going in the right direction. I think Harmatuck's goal helps. I think that big hit helps. And I think a good stop here, a good 6-on-6 defensive stop with good individual matchups will help them gain more confidence in their defensive end.
Hands together.
Good left-hand shot. Ripped there by Mike Messina. Bounce wide. Rupka, despite the tough start in goal, remains in the nets for the Dolphins. Remember, Jeff White, who had started much of the season, is healthy now. It was a game-time decision to see who would play goal. Rodriguez shoots, has another. 2 shots, 2 goals. Keith Rodriguez, another one as he rips it low. Got hit for his troubles. Post up, 4-1.
So we take a look here in the LG Skycam. Moyne doesn't want to slide. They bluff and recover the guy right in front of Rodriguez, bluffs at him. I think it's Drew Bisick, and he gets his right hand again. Gets his right hand for about 10 yards, and he puts it low and away. We're going to have to slide to him early and make him give it up or play better individual defense on the ball right there. But they can't let him do that all day, get to his right hand with a shot.
Well, on cue, Jeff White is the new goalie. We mentioned it was a possibility he'd start today. He has replaced Krupka. Short leash, certainly, for the sophomore. Violation, Kama this time. Comes away to Chatterton, and the All-American in the box offensively for Moyne. Just like that, goaltender change. Don't see it a lot in college lacrosse early in a game like this, but There's no tomorrow for Lemoyne. And Dan Sheehan makes the swap.
Yeah, and I don't know if I necessarily agree with it, but the coach knows the goalie's a lot better than we do. Seeing him in practice every day, and he thinks White's ready, then he's ready to go, and he played great before he got hurt. So maybe we'll give a little spark to the defense, to the Lemoyne Dolphins, and make them play a little better here in the rest of the first quarter.
Nate Frechette works for Alexander. Here is Harmatuck. Goal line extended. Has the lone Dolphin tally. Transfer from Syracuse. Went to Christian Brothers Academy. 10 minutes from the Lemoyne campus. Remains close friends with Syracuse goalie John Galloway. Jovan Miller as well. Crank shot, score! Mike Rabbit. Loose. Buries it. Second of the day for Lemoyne.
This is a great shot right here by Mike Rabbit, but it starts with Jake Harmatuck behind the cage. If you see right here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 post defensemen on the wrong side of the field. And Harmatuck changes directions, and we roll it. Now they're late to recover, and Rabbit's all by himself right here for a room and time shot. See him step into it, takes a great overhand shot to the far pipe of the far corner, and that's a great job. But post defense was too heavy on the far side of the field.
Kama in the fight again with Bolkin. These two will battle all day long in the face-off X. And Kama on his knees trying to work that ahead. Taken back by Craig briefly for Lemoyne. Still on the turf. Post has it, but maybe not for long. 50-50 ball again. Things getting physical. Dolphins bring it out. It's Bolkin after all that, who was in the face-off X with Kama, who has the grounder. Off of Harmatuck. Here's the Dolphin possession.
That's a really tough ground ball right there. And you'll see that a lot today. These teams know each other. Again, that whole revenge theme is going to come into play, and those ground balls are going to be tough. If you don't run through it, if you stop your feet, you're going to get hammered. So you really got to run through the ground ball, get low, and get out of it with your head up and try to move the ball off the ground as quick as possible.
Here's Chatterton. Left-hand cradle from Auburn, New York, not far from Syracuse. Half an hour. Spin move, double team. Taken away. Call goes against CW Post. And Chatterton got double team, sandwich, and slammed down hard. Quick re-trigger. Rabbit has scored a moment ago. And a pass off for Mike Burns, who misfires. Bounced that off cage. Just over 3 to go, opening quarter. Harmatuck couldn't find it. Pass from Vendetti. Mike Burns from Tully High School, half an hour south of Syracuse. The Henderson brothers from that same high school, Army stars. Bill and Tim helped engineer the huge upset of Syracuse in the first round this year. What a game that was for the Cadets and Joe Alberisi. Ball in the field. Flag flies.
11 green. 11 green. 11 green. 18. 16. They hit the glove hand that time. Right here. Which one's got it?
It's good on-ball defense to start. Guys kind of get caught up here, but you see Brian Leonard come in the back with his slash right there. Caught him right on the hip. He probably caught a little bit of his stick, but I think he brought his stick back so far that the ref really had no choice but to call it.
Green, 1, 6, slash, 1 minute.
So they'll change that instead of Wade Unger. You're right. He and Leonard were in the vicinity, and the officials initially called Leonard as the guilty party. Instead, it's Unger sitting for a minute. Chance here for Lemoyne, man up. 60 seconds. Rabbit handles. Chatterton for Vendetti. Rabbit and Harmatuck have tallied so far. Here's Jack Harmatuck with the right-hand cradle. He's up top for Rabbit. Return pass. Harmatuck again. Solid ball movement as we say that. Rabbit nearly lost it. On the turf for a moment. Rabbit regains. Harmatuck feeding. Try to find Alexander. Ball loose in the field. Another battle for it. This has been a very physical game. Loose in front, dive. Giordano lunging. Outlet for Leonard. He'll jog into the offensive end here and kill off the remaining 5-on-6 for CW Post. That pass airmailed though, and too tall to handle. Corrick with a poor pass, way too high for D'Souza's reach. Turnover.
Again, this is one of the scrappy ground balls we talked about, one of the tough ground balls that whoever comes up, they're probably going to have an advantage in the game. And Moyne got it, and they shot it and just bounced it a little too early in the cage. Giordano was caught outside. He made a great effort to dive and try to stop it. And Schmidt had a great ground ball with an outlet pass, and Post turned it over in their own offensive end.
We're coming to you from M&T Bank Stadium, downtown Baltimore, Maryland, home of championship weekend for college lacrosse. It's the D2 championship game presented by LG. Dave Ryan alongside Matt Danowski, former Duke star, and Matt McConnell, our host, on the sideline today. Moyne College bidding for a 4th Division II national championship. CW Post looking for title number 3. Pioneers in the green uniforms are the defending champs. These two matched up last year for the championship, won by Post. Moyne controls here. Rendetti for Taylor Brooks. Riley on the end line, watched by Unger, committed the penalty a moment ago for CW Post. Brooks has an angle, shoots and scores! Big one for Moyne. Under a minute in the quarter. Brooks and the Dolphins right back in it.
Brooks is in an inverse situation. He does a great job changing direction right by where the cage comes out down towards X. And what happens when Wade Unger gets his feet caught up in the net and he can't recover quick enough, then Brooks does a good job turning the corner and shoots a low and away to the back third of the cage there. A nice little bounce shot. A good job changing direction at the 45 back there at X to get the defenseman's feet caught up.
Down.
Camo wins the face-off to himself. Charging in, shoots, scores! The nation's leader. Face-off percentage, ground balls. How about a tally as well? He is a one-man machine. Mike Cama's 4th of the year.
And that's why face-offs are so important in lacrosse. This is just a momentum killer for Moyne. Cameron just wins it to himself, and he recovers and puts the lead back to 2 in less than 9 seconds, really. So huge play by Cameron right there. Again, that's why it's so important to have a great face-off guy, showing why he's the Specialty Player of the Year in D2.
Back-to-back Specialty Player of the Year according to the USILA. For good reason. A goal and 3 ground balls, and he's been dominant in the face-off X. Final moments of the first. Dolphins had scored 3 of the 4 goals as Ploppin controls here. And Post answers back. Mike Cama doing everything right now for CW Post. That's something. Shot put off cage there by Joe Mio, trying to get 3 in the final moments. And that's it. First quarter is complete. 5-3. Pioneers have the lead on the Dolphins. End of the first quarter. You're watching the Division II National Championship game on the CBS College Sports Network. Presented by LG. Well, if you're here at the Lacrosse National Championship weekend, you got to check out the LG Experience Fan Fest area right outside M&T Bank Stadium. You see kids working on their cradle in addition to playing in the bouncy place. My kids all love that. There we go. The bouncy place. And some big names, too, are here in the world of college and pro lacrosse. I see a number 40 jersey there. Tony McDevitt, your former teammate at Duke, is here as well. You got to love it if you love college lacrosse. 5-3 game here. CW Post leading Moyne College out of Syracuse, New York. Moyne does have 3 national championships, runner-up last year. 15-1 record this season. Their 9th tourney appearance with a 9-8 overall record. 5 in a row making the championship game. That's no easy task. However, the last couple years, the runners-up. 07 last time they won it, their 3rd time. Let's go back down to Matt McConnell, more on Moyne trying to get that championship back.
Yeah, Dave, plenty of unfinished business, really, because this is a rematch of last year's Division II National Championship game up in Foxborough. So head coach Dan Sheehan went out and got him these beautiful Moyne Lacrosse T-shirts, but the big message is right on the back. It's all about unfinished business. We asked him earlier this week, Coach Sheehan, if it's made a difference or if anybody's been affected by going to such a deal. And he said, well, I know the guy that made the T-shirts probably has benefited. I don't know if my team has or not.
There we go, Matt. Hold it up there for perfect.
But it has been.
The P-H-I-N, yes, for the Finns. Got it.
You like that, don't you?
I sure do. Yeah, Matt, I was at the game at the Nyland Athletic Complex at Lemoyne's campus last week, and those T-shirts were everywhere. Big theme for the fans, trying to win a championship again this year for Lemoyne College. Down here, though, to begin the second quarter. Tufts won the first championship of the day on the CBS College Sports Network. Division III style, first time ever. This, the D2 men. Division I women to follow. Maryland against Northwestern from Towson. Chatterton shot off target. Wide to the right of Giordano.
Too white, too white, too white.
I think Chatterton right there is going to take a look inside him. I like to see him dodging hard, dodging a score and get his own shot off. But when that slide comes, whoever's in the crease right there, 16, Vinny Alexander was wide open. Did a good job moving to the ball. He could have got a shot off right there inside.
This is Harmatuck. Goes left-handed. Bounce shot wide of Giordano and backed up by Lemoyne College. They'll keep it here just underway, second quarter. Harmatuck, 3 goals in the Limestone win last week. Matt, the Dolphins did not have an assisted goal in that semifinal victory. Unusual to see for an entire game.
Very unusual to see for an entire game. That means really probably wasn't a lot of transition goals. But it could also come from the style defense that the team is playing. You know, if they're not sliding, then you got to beat your man one-on-one and get to the cage. So could be a deceiving stat right there. But again, it is unusual to see though.
Here's Alexander. Goal line extended, watched by Leonard. Alexander has plenty of firepower. Frechette lays off for Chatterton. Grew up a big Buffalo Sabres fan. His all-time favorite NHL star, Pat LaFontaine, Sabres legend. Thought about college hockey, did Matt Chatterton. Lemoyne is glad he went the lax route, becoming the player and midfielder of the year in Division II. Good choice.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Vendetti behind the cage, watched by Boyd. Goes left-handed. Nice spin move from X. Patient Dolphin possession here. Harmatuck, the swim move. Now the spin. Shoots, scores! Jack Harmatuck has another. Here comes Lemoyne.
As we take a look here from the LG Sky Cam, it's a great individual effort by Harmatuck. City Post doesn't want to slide, so he gets top side first and gets down the side with a great angle at the cage. He does a good job of changing hands to his right hand at the last second here to gain more angle. If he would have shot that lefty, probably would have got it on cage. Shot it righty, got a great shot to the far pipe.
Fans from the Heights love it.
Down.
Harmatuck, big game early here, 2-1 already for the first team Division II All-American. And again, the battle. Balkin and Kama.
Hold right there. Good. You're out. Unsportsmanlike conduct, 1 minute. Grab the ball.
You heard it.
There we heard
officials Mike there. And Kama, well, sometimes you're the leading face-off guy, ground ball guy.
Grab the ball.
You grab the ball.
1 minute, non-releasable.
Now Mike Kama is not the first guy to ever do that in a game. It's the first time I've ever seen anybody get a 1 minute penalty for it. But trust me, he's not the first guy to ever do it in a game. And it's actually a tactic that a lot of guys do use. So I'm really surprised to see it called in the national championship for a 1 minute penalty. There usually it's just a change of possession.
So the Pioneer weapon will have to sit here for the next 60 seconds.
1 minute full time. Say whoa.
Until the penalty a moment ago. He gets up for maybe some more discussion with the officials there, and John Jess wisely puts him back on one knee to sit here for 60. They can't afford to have him draw any more penalty time with some barking for the penalty box area. Here comes Lemoyne and the man up. Here's Chatterton, quiet so far. Vendetti works for Rabbit. He's got one already for Lemoyne. Harmon-Tuck's been the star, though. Vendetti, open, big shot, score! Jack Vendetti. EMO tally. We're tied.
11:34. Use his finger. Man down, face off. Man down, face off.
It's just a really good job by Moyne of keeping the ball hot. You get a skip pass here. What that does, it draws the defense over to that side of the field, and they can re-skip pass, and then he steps in from 10 yards and takes a good shot. They're high to high. You see a great view of the pass lane there, and he steps in, sticks it near side. Now, since it was an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, that means that it's a man-down face-off for CW Post. So if Moyne wins it, they're man up again, and now the CW Post is back up face-off guy. Mike Cameron's still in the box.
Ball in the middle of your stick. Wait for the whistle.
Boy, that's a great point.
Down and whistle.
Well, Mike Solano with a long stick will take the draw here for Post.
Down.
John Jez and the Pioneers hope it's the only face-off that Camo misses all day. A non-releasable penalty. Here's Paul Sullivan with a long stick. Brand new game here from Baltimore. All tied up. Remember the great start that CW Post had up 3-0 early. Moyne Pollitt's goalie. Jeff White still in the game. Krupke remains out. Although he's seen no shots at all in this quarter. It's been all Dolphins. Rabbit top of the box. Chatterton. Free. Shoots. Scores! Matt Chatterton on the bouncer. Moyne runs. Continues. 5 straight goals scored by the Dolphins.
This is a great move by Chatterton. He steps in here like he's going to shoot a room of time, gets the defense to overextend, and he face dodges, tucks a pass, and sends a high bounce towards the far pipe. Very smart dodge right there by Chatterton.
How about more? How about Matt Chatterton? Super bad, not bad choice. Prime rib, can't go wrong there. We told you about his love for the Buffalo Sabres. So bummed out they got bounced early in the NHL playoffs this year.
Here we go. Here
Business
we go,
major.
Here we go.
Wants to be on Wall Street one day, he says. Junior won the Lieutenant Raymond Enners Award, Top Player Division II McLaughlin Award.
Green pushes us.
Top midfielder in D2.
And right there, I think Mike Cameron's still a little frustrated from that last penalty called on him. He's after he lost the faceoff, he tried to get a little over-aggressive and ended up getting a push call.
Lemoyne. Offensive end again is Alexander.
Green ball.
Trying to control it. Violation given right to Leonard. Here come the Pioneers. First time in a long time we mentioned CW Post having a half-field offensive attack.
It is. This is a good time CW Post to take some air out of the ball. Defenses have been getting shelled a little bit here. They got 5 goals in a row. Good time to take some air out of it. Have a nice long possession here. Try to attack from the midfield and move it twice and get something on the backside.
Mike Messina likes the control from the midfield. Top of the box, we see a lot of plays designed for him. Here's Rodriguez, who has 2 goals for CW Post out there as well, number 2 in green. Messina from the wing, trying to get loose. Instead of the pass, Mio cranks a big shot. Looking for the top elbow, just missed the target, backed up by CW Post. Patterson re-triggers to Keith Rodriguez. About 5 minutes gone, second quarter, brand new game. Moyne on top. They were down 3-0 and 4-1 and have stormed back. Rodriguez thinking hat trick. Good move from X. Watched by Bolkin. Jeff White in the nets has replaced Matt Krupke. Neither Lemoyne goalie has a save in this game so far. It's amazing. Rodriguez passing this time. Behind Patterson a bit, though. Couldn't bring it in to shoot in one motion. Here's Mio. Nice possession. Matt called it. Tell Matt's dad's a head coach. Duke going for the championship tomorrow against Notre Dame. Take the air to the ball. Let the defense rest a bit.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of lacrosse, and I've seen this done. I've been part of both ends of this. And right now, Steelers just trying to find their best matchup. I would probably say Rodriguez up top, but not anymore. Have to keep it in call. Let's keep the ball behind the cage.
Star warning out of the restraining box. It's a turnover. Ball would go to Moyne as Court passes.
Gotta keep it in.
Corrick to Rodriguez with a right hand credit. Vulcan on him. Long possession. No shots though. Mio shot saved. There's the first one of the day. First stop. White makes it in the nets now for Moyne. The Dolphins' second goalie lost the stick for a moment there. Taken back by Messina. Finds his angle. Low shot. That partially deflected high over the goal, but stays in play for Corrick.
And that first save for White is huge, just to get his feet underneath him, get a little bit of confidence in the game, see the shot that he can save, and now we can move on from there and use that as a building block for the next one.
Rodriguez trying for a step on the defense, can't find it. Changes hands, loose, stolen. Good play by Craig. And the long stick, Ryan Craig. Big strip, big steal for Moyne. Now it's Harmatuck sprinting for the box. Clear, complete. And Moyne can set up the half-field offense here and take some time. Under 8 to go first half.
We check out in the eye box here. This is the second back check Craig has landed today. He landed one in the first quarter, and he gets him again. And he doesn't lose a step when he throws that check. He keeps his feet moving, but he waits for the defender, the offensive man, to bring it back on his head. Rodriguez brings it back on his head, and he snaps his wrist and throws a back check there. It's a great check right there in position because you don't lose position in your defensive position.
Keith Vetter from Janesville DeWitt High School just outside of Syracuse. Same high school as Brandon Trish, starting point guard for the Syracuse Orange now. Andy Routens, great guard, who just left the Syracuse program on the basketball side. Vetter, the right-hand cradle. Feeds off for Harmatuck. Fellow Syracusan will take his time here in the offensive end.
White, keep it in! Keep it in, White! Keep it in, White! Keep it in! Keep it in! Keep it in, White!
Stall warning in effect. Harmatuck with it. Goal line extended.
Keep it in!
Better for Alexander.
Keep it down.
Makes his spin
Go
move.
home.
Shoots, scores! Vinny Alexander goes high. Moyne, another goal.
This is really good offense by Moyne. The ball starts on the far side of the field and get it down the alley here. Like we said before, post doesn't want to slide. And Alexander's able to get to 5 yards and stick it stick side high. There's not really much Giordano can do right there, shooting the ball from 5 yards right in front of your face. If Post is going to play that defense, they have to play better individual defense and force guys out to the sidelines and not let them get down the side as much.
6-1 run, 4 in a row. Oh, yeah. Moyne's fans appreciative
Down.
of Alexander's
Hands on the
efforts.
stick. Pull it out. Do not take the hands off. Ball's up. Possession 3. Helmet. Put your helmet on.
Possession, CW Post. Can they stop the run? Here's the question. For all the latest news, stats, polls, and more, visit NCAA.com. NCAA.com, the official site for all 88 NCAA championships online. Second midfield line out here for CW Post. James Johnston, who saw on film in the semifinal win over Dowling, played well. Shot ripped off cage, not by much by D'Souza.
Tough shot right there for D'Souza getting to his left hand. He actually ran back into the defense. Pretty impressive he actually got his shot off, but if he went to his right hand there, he probably would have had more space than run into the middle of the field right into the teeth of the defense.
Johnston, bumped by Hanna. Shot is high, White. Makes the stop for Moyne. Here comes the outlet. Drew Bezic handles here, All-American defenseman. Back-to-back National Defenseman of the Year in Division II. What a presence he is from Lowville, New York. See, top of your screen, a championship game note. Low scoring game last year. High scoring half for Moyne this year. They'd like more. Frechette open, shoots, sends it wide. To the right of Giordano.
Right there, Frechette gets to the middle of the field way too easily if you're shooting post defensively. He got to his left hand in the middle of the field, took a shot right in front of the cage, but from about 10 yards. That really can't happen, especially right now when you're down 7-5.
Harmatuck, good matchup with Richard Schmidt, All-American defenseman, 99 in green. Look at the physical play here. And a nice conversation with Richard yesterday. His dad, Richie, is a firefighter in New York City, and that's what Richard wants to do as well.
Get it down.
Already taken and passed the exam. Has a long training session ahead after graduation to become a firefighter. Then you go on a waiting list and hope to get in. Chatterton free, rips a shot, not close. Way over the crossbar. Schmidt, that hard-working type guy, wears the work boots around the locker room and onto the field for practice and warm-ups. Doesn't actually wear them on the field when he participates, but has them on, then switches out to his cleats. But it's that workmanlike attitude he brings to the team.
Yeah, you can see it the way he plays. He throws a lot of checks, not very fancy, but he plays with his feet, plays with a heavy stick, and then uses his upper body, his strong upper body to push guys out. Very workmanlike and definitely unique, bringing your work boots out to the field. Never really heard of that one before.
Alexander again. Bumped out by Leonard. Under 4 to go first half. Great start for the Pioneers. Since then, Moyne has taken over this game. Harmatuck's been a big star. Handles here. Top angle shot! And he scores! What an effort by Jack Harmatuck. How did he get that shot off?
We're getting a great angle at this shot here from the LG Skycam, and it looks a lot like his previous goal, the second one. He gets to his left hand, drives hard down the left alley, and at the last second, he just brings it to his right hand just to increase his angle. Not a lot Richard Smith or the goalie can do right there. He did a good job of forcing him down the side. He's just able to sneak and switch hands right there, put it to his right hand, and gain more angle at the cage. Probably when Giordano could get out, he's a big body, stay a little higher and get his hands on that one.
Down. He said it's again this way. Your hands was off the ground.
Violation Vulcan. You saw the run from Moyne in the second quarter. All Dolphins. Kama hit. Jakedo Hanna came in and nailed him. Big play by Hanna. Had a chance to stand at the Nyland facility last week, Matt, with his stepdad. And Jakedo scored 2 goals against Limestone. You want to talk about a hoop and a holler when his stepson scored. It was heard by everyone in the stadium. Pretty proud family of Jakedo Hanna. Headed to Holland this summer to help teach the game. That's going to be a great experience, huh?
Yeah, it's going to be an unbelievable experience. And that's what Lacrosse World does. It offers you all these different types of things. I know a lot of guys who went to England have coached in England, Australia, all over the world. And that's what's unique about our sport. It's what really attract a lot of young kids to it.
Paul Sullivan in the long stick off of Venditti. Timeout called by Moyne and Danny Sheehan. Under 3 to go. First half. Jack Harmatuck 3-1 for 4 already. A key reason Moyne has a lead on CW Post.
Welcome back to M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore. Oh, what a comeback for the Dolphins of Moyne. Right now, they lead it by the score of 8-5. Time now for an LG Mobile update. Just to remind you on a few things coming up at halftime. We'll take a look back to the highlights of the Division III game between Tufts and Salisbury. And we'll also have a fascinating look at how they make the NCAA trophies. Dave?
All right, Matt, thanks. We look forward to that. Great background on the trophy. Love that video we've seen throughout the day. Jack Harmatuck loves what he's seen with the CW Post defense in this game. Matt Danowski's so impressive. 3-1 for 4. A good reason why he was named the Attackman of the Year, as you were in Division I. Lieutenant Turnbull Award for the nation's top attackman. First team All-American, and he has been something else. As a fellow attackman, what does he do so well?
Right now, he's just using his body really well to get his shot off, and he's not beating Smith by a lot, but he's using his body enough to get his hands free and just to get his shot off at the last second. And it's really impressive how he increases his angle with his stick by switching hands at the last second. I think Post is probably either going to have to, I don't think they'll switch the matchup. We're going to have to start sliding a little earlier to get the ball out of his stick and make the other guys beat him.
Made for Shett. Another Syracuse area product from Christian Brothers Academy, same high school as Jack Harmatuck. In the offense was at this time, Alexander had it stripped. And here come the Pioneers and Wade Unger. Coming here from M&T Bank Stadium in downtown Baltimore. Division II National Championship game presented by LG. We have Ryan alongside Duke legend Matt Danowski. Matt McConnell with us as well, our host and sideline reporter. Great to have you with us here. CW Post, defending national champs. They played Lemoyne in the title game in Boston last year.
Timeout!
Timeout called by CW Post. Under 2 to go in this first half. Matt, we've noted it. Very physical game. Lots of hits, lots of battles for the 50-50 balls. And John Jez and CW Post had a great start in that category. Lemoyne, though, has taken over since.
Well, you know Lemoyne's going to come out and play physical today. You know, revenge is on their mind from last year to lose it by a goal in the national championship game. And they would have come out with heavy sticks and playing with the body, and they've done that all day. And CW Post, and to their credit, you know, they're a bunch of physical Long kids too, so they're gonna play physical as well. And that's what you expect from these two teams after they met in the championship last year. And it's these little plays that are going to make the difference into who wins the game today.
Division II title first awarded back in 1974. Hobart College actually was part of D2. They lost to Towson in the first ever D2 title game that year, 18-17 in overtime. For a period of time, D2 and D3 shared a championship. Then it split up again. That's great for us to see two championship games here. Two teams hoisting the trophy. Tufts won the Division III title. Division I, Duke Notre Dame tomorrow. Division II here today in Baltimore. Adelphi, 7 titles. 4 for NYIT, last in 2008. And Lemoyne with 3 championships up there as well. Hobart now a Division I school after all those D2 and D3 titles, to the school's credit. This is Mio. Crosses over, face dodge move on Craig. Players like Mio have got to step up here for Post. There's a left-handed shot, zipped over the crossbar.
Guys like Mio do the step up, but it's tough for him with either Drew Bezick matching him the whole time or Brian Craig was throwing those great bad checks today. So it's tough for him to get his hands free with the pole. I think it's the guys with the shorties have to step up. Rodriguez has 2, but you guys see Messina either draw a slide or get on the border here with a goal.
Hannah watches Messina closely. Left-hand cradle outside the box. 10 seconds to get back in. He'll set it. Just over a minute in the half remaining. Messina double team. Good help. Ball loose. Exactly what Lemoyne wanted. Taken by Ryan Smith. Former Hofstra defenseman, a grad student getting his MBA at Lemoyne. Had that extra eligibility, changing divisions. And has stepped in and been a huge force defensively for Lemoyne this year.
And it just looked like Messina and Rodriguez weren't on the same page right there. Messina wanted to get to his left hand. Rodriguez just stood there, and there was no space for him to go. It was an easy double and got the ball to the ground. So now Lemoyne can get another goal here before the half ends. We're really going to the second half with a lot of momentum.
I'm with you. I think we got it already with this great run. And a 3-goal lead on the defending champs. They'll hold it here. 20 seconds remaining in the half. Chatterton's got 1. But teammate Harmatuck's been the big story with 4 first-half points. Matt Chatterton, top of the box, gets set. Left-hand sprint, shot. Just off cage, not by much. Only 5 seconds remaining in the half. Quick re-trigger. Vendetti passing. What a shot! But no goal! Chatterton released a wild circus shot at the horn, but it's too late. No goal for Lemoyne, but he's still going to get plenty Tough congratulations from teammates. That was incredible. Keep in mind, this is reviewable. The ball has got to clear the goal line before the zeros come up for it to be a good goal. This could be reviewed. Waved off initially.
And whether it's a goal or not, I really think this plays into the momentum of Moyne right here. Vendetta makes a great feed on his stick. And Post does a good job of taking ball side, but Chatterton spins to his backhand, doesn't change hands, keeps his left hand and kind of just flicks it behind him from about 12 yards. Really strong shot. This goes back here. This is a replay of just Post not being on the same page. Machines dodges his left hand. Rodriguez right there, an easy double to let the ball get to here. And Chatterton flicks it from about 10 to 12 yards. And I got to believe Giordano didn't see that because it wasn't going fast enough where he wasn't able to buy it. I just didn't think he was going to shoot it. Either way, if it counts or doesn't, I still think that really leads into momentum for Moyne going into the second half.
Danny Sheehan's going to hang on here to see if the goal counts. Let's take another look at it. Remember, the ball's got to be across the goal line. You got to see daylight across the line before the zeros come up. I don't think so. I think that was a good call on the field.
Yeah, I think he just missed it.
Yeah, not by much. What an effort by Chatterton, the
great play.
National Midfielder of the Year. All smiles for Dan Sheehan right now with a 3-goal lead, maybe 4. One more time, Matt.
Again here, it's tough to see how Chatterton exactly does it, but he just plants his feet and spins his whole body around, and Giordano was just laying on reacting to it, and I think he just missed it. I just don't think it was going fast enough where it crossed the line before time ran out.
Well, the officials are reviewing the video. It's kind of out of our line of sight. They're trying to avoid the glare while they review the video. I think it was the correct call on the field. The ball's still airborne. Still airborne. There's the zero. It's not in yet. That's no goal. Got to be no goal. But was it ever close?
It was a great play. Well, I didn't think, like we said before, whether it's a goal or not, I think that Moyne's taking that and using that as momentum going into the second half.
Well, Dan Sheehan is still on the field by the officials. The head coach of Moyne waiting for the final call here.
Let's see if we can freeze it here while the ball's still in the air right before the clock hits 0.
This is exactly what the officials are watching.
Yep.
And the ball's not in the net
yet. Not in yet.
There's zeros.
It was close. It was a valiant effort.
Incredible shot. Ever done that?
I've never pulled. I left those to Zach Greer. I let the Canadian with all the tricks try those.
All those box skills.
Yeah.
You guys were quite a 1-2 punch for Duke all those years. (8-5) halftime. That's the score for now. We'll update you on what the officials call coming up. Great Moyne run. This is the Division II National Championship on the CBS College Sports Network, presented by LG. It's how you play. Highlights, Matt Danowski. First half, great start. CW Post up 3-zip. Dolphins storm back.
Well, it was all Post in the first quarter. Really, it was Keith Rodriguez who dominating Dodgers from the midfield. Shady Pompum put one in there, and then Mike Cavan was the story of the first quarter, winning faceoffs and coming down, even getting a goal. So Post started off great, and then second quarter, Moyne came storming back. They've been here before. All these guys are better guys. Jake Harbertook right there, getting to his right hand, scoring again. A little room and time on man up, and then Chatterton gets on the board with a great face dodge. So it's really coming from all angles for Moyne, and really, and ending here with the controversial play in the second half, and Chatterton spinning and shooting right there. And again, Giordano just not seeing it.
That ended the first half, no goal to keep it a 3-goal game. Let's check in with the AT&T game summary, Matt. What numbers jump out at you?
Well, the faceoffs and the ground balls jump out because Cameron did so well in the first quarter. But really the shots, only 13 for Post. after starting off so hot at 3-0. You know, 5 goals on 13 shots. So you got to find a way to generate more offense as it really cooled down there in the second quarter.
Let's revisit our difference makers. All-Americans both. Richard Schmidt on the defensive side for CW Post, couple of ground balls. The Chatterton highlight maybe the no goal at the end of that first half. On 5 shots, did have 1 tally.
Yeah, and it's good to see Chatterton. He's not, you know, he only has 1 goal, but he has 5 shots off. So he's getting shots, he's creating space for himself. He just needs to shoot a little better in the second half.
Canada won 9-16 draws first half. Procedure call here. Division II National Championship game here on the CBS College Sports Network. Back underway, presented by LG. Moyne, home whites, a lead to begin the second half, bidding for the school's 4th title. First half field possession for the Dolphins. Division III game won by Tufts earlier today. A game of runs. A great start for Salisbury. Jumbos bounced back and never looked back in that game. Armituck lost sight of the ball for a moment. Almost checked out by Richard Schmidt. Instead, the pass. In front, the shot by Mike Burns, sent just over the crossbar. Didn't miss the target by a lot. Alexander hands off to Vendetti. Had 1 goal in the first half. He re-triggers, trying to find an angle. Let's get that shoulder in on the defense to release a shot. Eric Boyd watching him. Nate Frechette works in front. Flag flies. Frechette got nailed from behind. And a penalty coming here on John Wood.
Unnecessary roughness, 1 minute.
Green 35, unnecessary roughness, 1 minute. Green 35, green 35.
It's the junior defenseman from outside of Boston, John Wood.
And that's the right call there. I mean, the shot was taken probably a good 2 or 3 seconds
1 minute.
before that hit was levied on him. And the hit was high and it was from behind and it was late. So any one of the 3 you could take right there. So they got him with a late hit. And it was a good call by the officials.
With Lemoyne's good run to begin the third quarter, end of the first half. Not what CW Post wanted. That kind of penalty. Sort of an unforced error. Now Vendetti behind the cage at X will set it up. Armituck, 4 points first half, big star for Lemoyne. Winds the big shot, was knocked away. Nice play by Brian Leonard, the senior from Yorktown, Lakeland High School.
Right here, guys, over here.
Second team All-American.
Over here.
And we see Post right now. They're locking off Chatterton on the side of the field. So, you know, Lemoyne was successful in that 3-3 last time around. So they're going to rotate kind of into an overload here. A 1-3-2.
Crease call comes here against Lemoyne. As Alexander was dancing right on the line. 9-foot radius around the cage. Chance here for the Pioneers. On a clear. They'll take their time because it is 5-on-6. Here's Schmidt. Richard telling us yesterday, very close family friend. Also a firefighter like his dad, was killed in 9/11. Thinks about him every day and does want to become a firefighter himself. I'm sure he'll represent New York City quite well.
Absolutely. I mean, if he brings half the tenacity that he plays across with to his job, I think he'll do an unbelievable job. You can tell he's a big, strong kid. It doesn't seem like he's scared of much, so it seems like he has the right fit for being a firefighter.
Messina passing, bounce shot sent just wide. Just off cage. There by Nick Court. Bit more on Richard Schmidt. Does want to become a fireman. We talked about that. He's a Met fan. And the work boots we saw all around the locker room yesterday, heading out to the pre-championship game practice. All 4 teams had D2, D3 here yesterday in Baltimore. Had them on the whole time. Pass in front, pipe on the shot there. Rang off the iron. Regain. Mio's blast, he scores! Joe Mio, as the rebound came out. Rob Messina got the post. Mio gets the goal, his 40th.
And it's really, really good offense all around. Rodriguez does a great job of drawing too, and he moves on. They get a ground ball, hit the pipe, and Patterson does a great job of looking through the defense. To me, he takes a great overhand bounce shot, high to low, to the far part of the cage. So if you're post, it's a great way to start the second half offensively, playing as a team right there.
Possession.
Vulcan wins the draw head-to-head with Kama, the nation's leader in ground balls and face-off win percentage.
10-second violation.
10-second call, failure to advance. Goes against Moyne. We're coming from M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore. We have Ryan Matanowski, 2007 Toe Martin Trophy winner from Duke. Matt McConnell, our host, sideline reporter, with you. Lemoyne CW Post Division II title game, presented by LG. Here's Patterson, offensive end for the Pioneers in the visiting greens. Post won it last year over Lemoyne in Foxborough. Rematch here today. Lemoyne's theme from the very beginning of the year has been revenge. They wanted this team. They wanted the Pioneers for the title. Now they got them. Johnston feeding off for Patterson behind the net. Here's Corrick. Sharp angle play. Not a good shot. White saw it all the way. Tracked it into the goal stick. Quick outlet for Smith. Back for Sullivan. Here comes Lemoyne. 20 seconds to get it across the midfield line. Another 10 to get it in the box. Drew Beason, two-time National Defensive Player of the Year in Division II. He is a lockdown defender, and a big reason, well, we haven't mentioned his name much, that CW Post hasn't gotten on track offensively.
And usually we don't mention the defenseman's name much. That means he's probably doing everything right. If you're saying his name, he's probably getting run by. So if he's not mentioning his name, he's probably doing everything right and doing all the little things correct. So, and Post doesn't attack from the behind the cage. You know, they're not going to dodge past those close guys. They initiate from the midfield. So you're really not going to hear Busy's name that often. You will hear Brian Craig, though, throwing those nice back checks like he did in the first half.
Alexander denied that time by Giordano. James Johnston brings it in the offensive end. No Long Island product.
I think eventually what Lemoyne will do here is they'll probably two-pole the first midfield line for CB Post, which means they'll bump Bezic up from an attacking to let him play one of the middies, maybe Rodriguez or Messina, so they can't dodge shorties.
This is Messina, top of the box, trying to get free. Switches hands. Now off of Rodriguez. Heath had 2 goals first half. Second line midfielder. Got that great speed to his right hand to get free to unleash that shot. Messina, free for a moment, won't pull the trigger. Patterson misses the cage. On a quick stick try, left-handed shot. Eddie Plumpett has not been a big factor either in this game. Came in with 41 goals to lead CW Post. He's got 1 today. In the first quarter to make it 3-zip. Pioneers, that's been it.
And Plumpett, he's a factor of the guys around him. You know, he needs other guys to make plays for him, guys to draw slides and move the ball. And Post really hasn't done that yet. They haven't had many opportunities to do that. Plumpett did finish on the 1 shot he got inside, but after that, they really has been looking for him.
This is Rodriguez again. Same midfield line out there, long shift. Leo trying to get free. Here's an offensive star. Nowhere to go. Moyne's defense has been outstanding. Rodriguez can't get clear to shoot. It's Corrick. Looks for the pick from X. Feeds off Mio. Shot. Easy stop. White's on all the way as we head back down to Matt.
Hey guys, I was just talking with one of Baltimore's finest, a Baltimore police officer, and he informed me that the turf field about 10 minutes ago, the temperature was taken down here on the turf, and it stands at 155.7 degrees Fahrenheit. He says for Ravens games, it gets closer to 200 for some of their preseason games, so maybe the dreaded fatigue factor will kick in here as we move on in the second half.
Wow, Matt. Did you see that number?
I'm guessing that's the actual turf, not the...
That's right, but still,
heat, yes.
That heat, more than 150 degrees, is coming right up through the turf onto your shoe. I mean, you know you're a player.
And where you feel it the most is the bottom of your feet.
Exactly.
It goes right through the cleats. The cleats are so light.
Wow.
It goes right through your feet, and it really starts to wear on your lower legs.
Great shot from our crew on how hot it is. Matt, what else you got down there?
Well, while you guys are living the luxury up in that air-conditioned booth here at M&T Bank Stadium, I'm down on the sidelines. I'm happy to report I've gone through a half a bottle of SPF 50 already this afternoon.
That's good. Sunblock, very important. No air conditioning, by the way. It's open air, but we are not in the sun. Thank you. Here's the Souza. Right hand cradle. Handles behind the net. Bumped off the play again. CW Post just can't get the room and space and time to shoot. The Souza bump from behind. Physical play, Chatterton all over him. Not only an offensive star. Ploppin can't find it. There is a flag down, though.
Before that, Coach, before that, when he was going down.
This is really good D by Chatterton here. I think they call a push there before he loses the ball. As Sousa's trying to get to 5-5, I think they get him pushed from behind. I thought it was pretty good defense. I think Chatterton just overpowered him. But either way, that's probably one of the reasons why he's defensive, why he's midfield of the year, because he can play offense and defense. He can do it all.
Player of the Year, the Lieutenant Raymond Enners Award winner. Third in Moyne history, joining Travis Tarr in 06. Mike McDonald had the game winner in 07 for the title. He won that award in 08 for Moyne. But they're up by a couple here, third quarter, and now it's a 6-on-5 for CW Post. Chance to take advantage, maybe create some momentum. Neither team has it really appears now. The game is slowed down emotionally for each. One team's going to step up. Which one? That's the question.
And this
is for Corinth.
This is one of Post's strengths. You saw the graph right there. They're first in the country in men up, and they had a great opportunity right there, but Plum just dropped it on the crease.
Sure did. Good feed from Patterson, but it's picked off by Leonard. And Mio and CW Post right back on the attack here. Cork behind. Patterson scores! Justin Patterson, left-handed whistler. And a big one for CW Post.
We'll take a look at this here in our circle spotlight. We'll spotlight the Moyne defenseman right here. Oh, we'll go to the circle spotlight. And watch how they play in a 2-on-1 right here. They'll drag him behind the cage, and they'll make a 2-on-1. Will Patterson get his hands free to shoot it? He'll step over, he'll step to the ball. Now Patterson have his hands free, low to high to the left pipe right there. Great job playing 2-on-1 behind the cage between Cork and Patterson. Draws the defenseman, dumps it off to him, and he sticks it from 5 yards out.
Procedure call against Kama. Taken right back by Lemoyne. Corey Bulkin was bumped hard from behind. So a couple in a row here to begin the second half for CW Post. Mio and now Patterson have tallied. Patterson 1 for 2 in the second half. Cork, nice helper on the last goal. Scored by CW Post. And although you sense a lack of energy in general from the crowd from both sides, we've got a great game going here. We know it'll pick up with so much at stake.
I think the story right now is lack thereof of Michael Kama. He really hasn't been a factor in the second half like he was in the first half. And if he can pick it back up, then Post can take the lead in this game pretty quickly.
Chatterton, left-hand shot. Rips it over the crossbar. Giordano not tested there. Backed up by Harmatuck, who was a huge factor in the first half. What's been the story with Harmatuck and the defensive Post in the second half?
I think it's been better individual on-ball defense. You know, Post doesn't want to slide. We've talked about that a lot. And if you play better individual defense, you don't have to. I think guys just play more fundamental and not letting how big the game is get to them and affect the way they play.
Harmatuck might be cramping up. He is limping over to the sideline. We'll try to find out from Matt what the problem is. That's big for Lemoyne, as Jack Harmatuck had trouble getting off the field. A top offensive player. And Matt talked about the incredible heat. More than 150 degrees. Cramping happens on days like these. And that can be painful and take you out for a while. Bichette into the box. Under 5 to go in the corner. Bichette, the spin move. Stepped in the crease. And CW Post gets it back here. Chance to tie. Pioneers and John Wood on the attack. Will sub out for an offensive-minded player. Cork lost it momentarily. And now regains. Moyne seemed like they had a stranglehold, Matt, on this game. Chipping away at CW Post. Now they're right back in it.
And it could be the depth of Post. You know, Post is playing 6-7 midfielders at that spot, and we could eventually wear Moyne down. Moyne's really only playing 3 or 4 guys coming out of that midfield box.
Keep it down.
Riccio plays to D'Souza. As Jack Harmatuck stretches on a Moyne bench and tries to stay loose and get those calf cramps out. That can be just devastatingly painful. Ball's loose for Bezic. Sullivan finds it with a 6-foot pole. Outlet and Alexander at the offensive end here for the Dolphins. They'll set up the half field. They've been shut out now in the last 16 minutes. After a great second quarter, they scored all 5 goals in the second, led by 3.5. And now a new game thanks to the CW Post mini run here in the second half. Harmatuck is back on the field. Handles here. He is an attackman, doesn't play both ways. Line's there, but got hit as he released, and it's way off the mark, and he is struggling, Matt. You know from being a player with cramps, that's not easy.
Yeah, I know. If I'm Harmatuck right now, I'm just going to take my time. Don't force it too much. Don't let the game come to me. It's 8-7. It's not do or die yet with 3 minutes left in the third quarter. Let the game come, relax a little bit, try to get some off-ball stuff instead of dodging as hard as he has in the first 3 quarters.
Better nice fake, hangs onto it. He's fed across field. Works for Burns. Left-hand cradle for him. Backs in the defense. Here comes a double team. Causes the turnover. Burns misfires the pass to Harmatuck. CW Post gets it right back. And a few moments ago, Matt, Harmatuck struggling with those cramps, trying to stretch out. Yep, no question, calf cramp.
Absolutely. That's why it's so important to take care of your body, not the night before the game, but a couple days in advance. You know, we were always told, and we still do now, you guys got to hydrate at least 48 hours before the game starts, because the night before, it's too late by then.
As Matt has pointed out, as he continues to apply the sunscreen, we hope down there, don't get sunburned, Matt. It is really hot. Rodriguez will glide into the offensive zone here. Just over 2 to go in the third. Craig watches him. Both teams deliberate, slow down. Taking their time offensively. That could be to conserve energy for the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you know, I think it is. I don't. You've seen the transition game has kind of gone away in this third quarter, and you really don't get a lot of transition in transition games anyway. But 6-on-6, the guys are tired. Now let's play offense. Let's try to wear the defense down and moving the ball, and keeping the ball hot, and making the defense turn and think a lot in 6-on-6.
Messina again gets it started. Goes by Hannah for the moment. Craig, a slide, helps out. Flop in for Corrick. Just over a minute left in the quarter. Corrick from X. Try to get loose. Flop and knocked right off the ball by Sullivan. Under a minute left in the third. Great defense, Moyne again. Mio. Thought about pulling the trigger, does not. 45 ticks, fading third quarter clock. It's Messina. Does not pull the trigger, plump in the back up.
Keep it in! Keep it in! Keep it in! Keep it in! Green!
Stall warning. Mio shoots, scores! Joe Mio, another one. Hat trick for him. We're all tied up in the championship game.
We had a nice look at that goal here from the LG Skycam, and simply just, I don't think Moyne matched up very well. Mio had it's a tough angle shot right there, and it's stick side high. That's one White probably wants back. As you see him step in here, and I think he just moves his stick out of the way of it. Really is where it looks like he's anticipating to go far side there. and he shot it near side, and he just didn't like he saw it at all. But that's a product of Moyne not matching up as the ball spins around. And again, so we talked about wearing the defense down, making them play a lot of defense can lead to easy goals.
Mike Camo wins the draw from Chatterton. 20 seconds, chance for another goal here for CW Post.
One more.
It's Curran. Watched by Smith. A former Hofstra defenseman knocked it on the ground for a moment. 5 seconds. Curran glue. Shoots, scores! Nick Curran. With only 3 seconds left in the quarter, another for the Pioneers. 4 in a row in the third. They've stormed back to take the lead.
As we freeze it behind the cage, what we're going to look at here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, and 5. Watch how high these Moyne defensemen are. As we cleared here and we run it from the truck, they're so high above field, where the guys upfield that there's no slide position. See, Beasley's the closest guy, and he's 7 yards above the cage. All these guys are concentrating on their man. They're not playing help defense, and what that does is allow Cork to turn the corner there without a slide.
Vulcan lost the helmet. It'll battle with Mike Camo. And that is it. All 4 goals in the third belong to CW Post, and the lead belongs now to the Pioneers. End of the third, 9-8. You're watching the Division II National Championship on the CBS College Sports Network, presented by LG. All right, Dick Genberg, we'll find out. CW Post or Moyne, who wins the national championship and will get that trophy. 9-8 game. Joe Mio, Matt Danowski taking this one over here.
Yeah, and you expect it from your seniors to step up, and Joe Mio absolutely has. That one change direction move right there, low to low. And what do you like about him is he change up all of his shots. No 3, no 1, no 2, they're the same here. One's low to low, one's high to low, one's high to high right there. So great job shooting by Joe Mio.
Let's go back down to Matt.
Guys, plenty of experience on the field right now, and plenty of confidence for Post. John Jez got his guys around and he said, look, let's hold the ball, let's watch our passes. They outscored them 4-0 in that third quarter, so all the confidence right now on the sidelines anyways, it appears to be with Post.
Play.
For good reason, Matt. 2009 National Coach of the Year, John Jez in front. Vendetti a chance, sends it over the crossbar. All alone for a moment. Last second, he got hit on the move by Dan DaCosta, the junior Lakeland High School product. One of the top high school programs in New York State. Just enough of the stick. We're coming here from M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore. Division II championship game presented by LG on the CBS College Sports Network. Dave Ryan alongside Duke legend Matt Danowski. Matt McConnell with us as well, our host, sideline reporter. Watching Moyne CW Post title game. Chatterton, left-handed laser beam is off target. Keeping this a 9-8 game, a game of runs. Great start by Post, led 3-0. Moyne stormed back, had a 3-goal lead at half. All Pioneers in the third quarter, though, Matt. 4 straight goals. Now the fourth. How do you think this unfolds?
Well, it's been a game of runs so far today, and I think how it's going to unfold really depends on the little things, like we said before. Clears, who can win the ground ball battle, which Post is winning right now, and who can score 6-on-6. It's a good matchup right now for Moyne with a shorty on Harmontook. And what I think they need to do with him being so tired is if they want him to have the ball, they need to set a short stick pick on him. Get a switch. I don't think he can beat a pole right now with how tired he is.
Jack Harmontook is struggling. Team's leading score in the first half, 3-1 for 4. Shut out along with the rest of his teammates in the second half, battling cramps in his calves. As Matt told us, the temperature in the field is over 150 degrees on the brand new field turf surface here at M&T Bank Stadium. And the players are struggling with some exhaustion.
And you can see Schmidt right there. You get a good look at him just not letting Jack Harmontook see the ball at all. He's pressing out on him. He doesn't want him to touch it. And if he is going to touch it and make him work for it, to tire him out even more.
Ryan Orlando getting some playing time here for Moyne. Needs some fresh bodies on the field, trying to create something. That shot again sent off cage. Mike Rabbit had a goal in the first half. And the second Dolphin tally came in the first quarter. Nothing since, though, from him. Orlando's pass, trying to find Chatterin loose. Anyone's ball. Taken by Wood. Swim move, avoided a big check. Half-field possession here for the Pioneers. It's loose in front, shot, score! Ploppin found himself alone, beats White on the bouncer. Another one for the Pioneers.
And if there's one Pioneer you don't want to leave alone in front of the cage, it's Eddie Ploppin. He's the best finisher they got. But that goal right here starts in the midfield. Scrapping for a ground ball. Wood does a great job avoiding the hit, getting the ground ball, moving it down the side. And then there's Cork playing with his head up, drawing the defenseman to him, and then finding the open Ploppin.
Nick Cork, another assist. A goal and a couple of helpers for him. And how about the comeback for Eddie Ploppin and CW Post? Dan Sheehan, the Dolphins, reeling down by 2. Championship at stake. All playing for that trophy. 12:54 away. CW Post is closing in a game of runs on a 5-0 streak. And Matt, one reason they've got 5 in a row, winning the ground ball war right now.
Yeah, and it's not just Mike Cam at the faceoff X. Even though he's doing a great job winning it to himself. It's the scrappy ground balls in the middle of the field. Post plays that pressure defense rather than come out and try to make you increase the tempo of the game, and doing a great job capitalizing on picking up ground balls and turning it into offense.
30-2 over the last 2 seasons, winning the 2nd title in school history last year. Moyne does have one of those victories, though, in that long stretch of dominance for the Pioneers.
Down.
Kamba battling again. We told you a moment ago about the ground ball. Pioneers have it. Moyne has not scored in the second half. 4 straight in the third. For Post, Ploppin has scored in the 4th. It's all Post right now. Let's go back down to Matt.
And one of the problems, Dave, might be the fact that head coach Dan Sheehan is not happy with their offense. He says we got to get more opportunities off the wings. Also in that last huddle, their defensive coordinator was just calling guys out. He said, hey, guys, we're getting outworked. You got to kick it up a notch.
They'll have to, Matt, in the late going, because the offense, as we see the run for the Pioneers, right now can't even get the ball. And when they have it, not having Jack Harmatuck at full strength has really hurt Lemoyne. That's changed the game entirely.
Well, I think it's really important right now for Moyne not to press, not to freak out, and not to try to extend and not play within the realm of their defense. And that's when this game could get away from them. You know, settle down, play the way you've been playing, and hopefully just get some turnovers and get some mistakes on post end and try to get back in this game. It's only a 2-goal deficit.
We'll see the Pioneers take their time here. Rodriguez from Ploppin. Keith Rodriguez had 2 goals in the first quarter to help that nice start.
Easy.
Messina slips, regained his footing. Rodriguez passing, beautiful feed in front. Ploppin shut down. Great feed, but a better save by White. Ball loose. And push call goes against Lemoyne. Jeff White stands tall in the net for Lemoyne.
This is a great job both ways. It's a great feed and it's a great fade by Eddie Ploppin to the back pipe. And then it's a great job by Jeff White staying tall in the cage right there. He's let up a couple shots that he probably thought he could have had back. And right there, it's a big save to get momentum back, swinging towards Lemoyne.
Remember, he didn't start this game. Matt Krupke, the sophomore, was yanked early. Now has 6 saves. That was a beauty. Keep this a 2-goal game. Kind of frustrating for him. The rebound was airborne so long. Just waiting for it to come down. That can be tough for a defense, too.
Absolutely. That's why it's so important to, when you can, catch the shots. It's not about just making the save sometimes. It's about catching it and corralling it so there's not a ground ball in front of the cage and so they can scoop it up and get a shot off.
Johnston.
Hey,
watched by Bolkin, steps back into the box.
Butch. Tommy, go ahead.
Johnston trying to find his angle.
You got to do it.
Spin move, it's Corrick. He's been brilliant. Quick spin, a shot. Sent off Cage. Patterson trying to regain along the end line, lost it. And Lemoyne will get it back. For all the latest news, stats, polls, and more, visit NCAA.com. NCAA.com. The official online home for all 88 NCAA championships. Burns across the line. We'll make the clear official here for the Dolphins. They made a great point, Matt, a moment ago that Lemoyne can't panic, only down by a couple goals. Don't get out of your game on either side of the field because there's a lot of time for a comeback here.
Yeah, absolutely. And what they need to do, though, is find some 6-on-6 offense. You know, they had Jack Harmontuck working down that left alley in the beginning of the game, the first half there. But we've seen that, we documented how tired he is in his cramps, so they need to find something else. Whether it's some picks, some big little matchups. You have to find something. Maybe Matt Chatterton gets to go off the top. You got to find some way to create a matchup, a mismatch, and get their hands free.
Alexander, free shoot, scores! Exactly what they needed. Vinny Alexander. Another for Lemoyne. Cuts the deficit to 1. First goal of the second half for the Dolphins.
And this is a carbon copy right here of Jack Harmontuck's first goal in the first quarter. You spotlight here. Lemoyne offensive players going to set a pick right above goal line extended. So Vinny Alexander come around with his hands free and get a shot off right in front of the cage. You see the pick right on goal line extended. CW post doesn't communicate through it. And he's top side right there with his hands free right in front of the cage from 5 yards out. Now that's what Lemoyne's going to have to do for the rest of his half to get some shots off. That seems to be the best way they can get past their defenseman.
Kama can't win this one. Vulcan's got it. Streaks in. Shot. Save. Harmontuck couldn't find the rebound. Giordano rakes it into the safety of his crease, and no one can go in from the opposition. That was a good opportunity there for Vulcan off the one. Face-off in the X. Keeping this a 1-goal game.
We'll get a good look in the eye box here. That last save by Giordano. Great hustle by Post, and Vulcan just shoots it 5-hole, tries to go 5-hole, but he doesn't get it low enough. It ends up being right in the midsection of Giordano, and his body gets in front of it. It's a great job of following the ball with his eyes and his body to make that save.
You saw the long drought finally ending for Lemoyne. Forced save now for Giordano. Senior from Farmingdale. Certain guy named Matt Danowski from that same high school. Rodriguez behind the goal, worked for Patterson.
We'll have to see the Dalers in a championship game. Hopefully he can have a better outcome than I did. Farmdale guy in the championship game, but we got a couple titles there from the Cuse boys.
Shot, score, Messina. Got loose, unchecked, buries it. Another big tally for CW Post.
As we take a look at this dodge here from the LG Skycam, what I think is happening in Lemoyne is that they don't want to slide to Messina's right hand. They know he's a natural lefty, so when he goes down to the alley to his right hand, they're not expecting him to shoot. I don't think the defense was, and I don't think Jeff White was. So when he came out and he shot that right, it was a great shot to the far pipe, but I don't think Lemoyne was expecting Messina to take that shot with his right hand.
Possession.
Pioneers have possession. Richard Schmidt had that go off the 6-foot pole. And right to Eric Boyd. Will play for Giordano. And now Leonard will help bring it out. 20 to cross the line. Got it across the midfield line. 10 more to get into the box, which they do. Avoid the failure to advance violation. Here's Plompin with a right-hand cradle in the box. Exactly the game CW Post wants to play here up by a pair.
Absolutely. They're going to probably try to take the air out of the ball right now, get a good short stick matchup. If I was them, I'd probably try to attack Chatterton just to tire him out so he can't spark a Lemoyne comeback with his offensive firepower.
Why not, right? The more exhausted he is, the better. Harmontuck on the attack side for Lemoyne has really been limited. Riccio helps work around the perimeter of the box. In front, plop, it scores! Ball movement, perfection. CW post, Eddie Plop, and another. From Justin Patterson. 2 in the quarter for Plompin. Been their leader all year long. Coming through with so much on the line. CW Post trying for another championship. There's the USS Constellation, a Civil War battleship. Baltimore Harbor. A beautiful day for college lacrosse. Here in the Charm City, 12-9. CW Post closing in on a national championship. This goal, Matt, a moment ago, something else to watch.
And we'll take a quick look at the score right here. These are the 4 guys you got to watch on. 1 and 2 here running a mumble with basically a pick. 4 makes the pass, and 3 cuts down the backside. And it's a great play because all the attention is on the left side of the field. So that cut down the right backside of the field right there is wide open because the defense is ball watching. That's great. A great step play for CW Post right there.
Kama Bolkin head-to-head again. Face-off X. Joe Blount.
Possession!
All-American long stick defensive midfielder. Helps win possession again. Here's Kama. Trail check from behind. Good play by Bisic. Bodies everywhere. Kama gets involved physically. Finally a whistle.
That's just a big hit right there. Corey Balkin's been playing hard all game. He caught him right on the shoulder. It was a perfect way to hit. A lot of times in lacrosse, you'll get a penalty like for coming through the body check. That's a perfect way, perfect example of a good hit.
He crushed Nick Corrick there. John Jez at CW Post closing in on another championship. Just have the feeling. Down by 3 at halftime. They were in a lot of trouble. Adjustments they made. Harmatuck being exhausted. 7-1. His Pioneers have outscored Lemoyne in the second half. 3-1 in the fourth quarter. Lemoyne's running out of time, running out of answers. Rodriguez battles Chatterton. Corrick for Mio, under 6 to go in regulation.
This is just what we thought Post was going to do. They're going to attack Chatterton. They know he's their offensive spark right now, so try to tire him out.
Corrick sends it just wide. Quick stick try. White was beaten to his right. The Corrick shot was off cage. Patterson re-triggers. Plompin's been a big star. Team's leading scorer coming in. They certainly come through with 2 fourth quarter goals. 3 and 1 for 4 on the day. Not always easy, Matt, as you know. Championship game for the top scorers because you're marked so closely defensively. You were at Duke in 3 Final Fours to come through in the big stage.
I always found it very tough for an attackman to really come to life here in the finals because there's not a lot of transition, and the defense is really keys on shutting the attack off, at least in my experience with Hopkins. They did a great job defensively scouting us, not letting the attack beat him and forcing the middies to make the plays.
Timeout CW Post. After the stall warning. John Jazz will talk it over with his Pioneers. Let's go down to Matt McConnell with an LG mobile update.
What was that call?
All right, thanks a lot, guys. Time for another LG Mobile update. We are just moments away from the finale here in Division II. A little bit later on, in fact, coming up next, we're going to go to Towson, Maryland for the national championship of the Women's Division I, a bracket between the Maryland Terrapins and the Wildcats of Northwestern. It should be a lot of fun. Stay with us all day long. Back up to you, Dave.
Boy, can't wait. Maryland, the top seed, Matt. United Stadium on the Towson's campus had 8,762 for the Maryland win over Syracuse in the semis, most ever any level for a women's lacrosse crowd. 15th time Maryland goes for the title, most of any school 9 times they've won the championship, looking for their first championship since '01, and Northwestern looking for 6 in a row. Wow. That's coming up. First, though, we wrap up the D2 men's title game, and Eddie Plompin has come through for John Jez, especially Matt in the second half.
Absolutely. Eddie Plompin, like we said before, he's a product of the guys around him. He does a great job of finishing shots, but he has the guys around him to make plays, and they've been doing just that in the second half. And anytime he gets around the cage, it seems like it's going in. The 41 goals coming in to the game, his team's leading scorer, and we see with good reason why he is.
From West Islip on Long Island, 4-0, 4 points against Dowling in the semifinals.
Another West Islip player had a pretty good day yesterday, Justin Turry, with 3 goals and an assist for the Duke Blue Devils last night.
Keep it in! Keep it in, Green! That's a touch. Keep playing.
Stall warning. Bizic on Rodriguez. If it's out of the box, Post loses it.
Keep it in. Keep it in.
Rodriguez down on one knee, hangs on again. And the 2-time National Offensive Player of the Year, Drew Bizic, all over him. Lost his head, so Rodriguez got free and scores. Bizic just couldn't keep up with the ultra-quick Keith Rodriguez. Hat trick for him. Pioneers closing in on a title. Rodriguez being looked at here by a trainer. He may just be exhausted after that incredible run with the ball and then the goal. He's cramping up. That's it.
And both guys here are just absolutely exhausted. Rodriguez run around for a good 30 seconds back there behind the cage, and he just puts on one little move of afterburners right there, and he just wants it. He wants to get that goal, and no matter how tired he was going to put the extra step right there, turn the corner, run as fast as he can in front of the cage right there. And Moyne's gambling right now. They're extending out. They're trying to make plays and trying to get the ball back offensively here with just over 4 minutes to go left in the game here for the national championship.
I was wondering how Rodriguez had enough energy, and Bizic's the best defensive player in the country, folks, to get by Drew Bizic. And that's the answer. He barely, literally, last strand of energy. Being treated for cramps now. He'll, of course, hydrate, but as Matt has reported from the sideline, it's been a big factor. The other number 2 in this game, Jack Harmatuck of Moyne, also involved with cramps. Medical timeout for Rodriguez gives each team an attempt to catch its breath. But with on-field temperatures more than 150 degrees, that probably won't happen for Keith Rodriguez anytime soon.
And Rodriguez is an attackman in high school, so he felt at home there behind the cage. He's probably run the clock out a bunch in high school back there, so he felt at home like he knew what he was doing back there. So and it turned out for his favor right there. Good job turning the corner to get that goal.
Campbell wins another. Falling down for Leonard, lost the handle initially. Vendetti all over him. Good pass off for Boyd. Here's Schmidt. Got it back for Kama. He freight trains into the offensive half of the field. That's what they wanted. Win possession, get it back, kill clock.
And that was a great clear. And it seems simple there, but those 3 passes getting over the field, then up the side, then Schmidt making a pass with the guy in his face to a cutting Kama is really just a great clear. And when guys are this tired at this late in the game, it's really a sign of a well-coached team.
Corrick strides into the box. There's nothing Lemoyne's attack can do but sit and wait at midfield and hope the defense can cause a turnover. Matt Krupka's back in the goal now, replacing White for Lemoyne, and he's going to be out there hustling with the cage empty, trying for a double team. Plop, it scores! It won't matter. Net was empty. Another for Plumpin, another for CW Post. And they are getting closer to a championship.
And you're in a tough spot right now if you're Moyne, because you got to extend out. You want to bring the goalie out and double, but you know if the goal's open, that the post have the green light. Post guys have the green light to shoot, because Kamek can win the faceoff and get it back to him right away. So it's a tough situation, but the only thing you do right there is extend out and hope for a turnover. But Plum does a great job of moving to the ball and catching it and throwing it into the open goal.
Eddie Plumpett has a hat trick in the fourth quarter. 4 goals for the game. Vulcan finally wins a draw for Lemoyne. Armituck, Schmidt on him, bounce shot way off cage. He just can't get it going here. Great effort along the sideline. On the lunge, Lemoyne is closest to it. Vinny Alexander sells out, but he and his Dolphin teammates are down by 5. And time is their direct enemy. Big theme for Lemoyne, unfinished business. They had hoped to avenge last year's title game loss. It appears that business will remain unfinished. There's another turnover. Case in point, Rabbit can't handle the pass. And Danny Sheehan knows, the head coach of Lemoyne, coming from the legendary West Genesee High School program in Camillus, New York. A Mike Massera disciple, the dean of West Genny Lax. Steve Bevel, Cortland State head coach, also from West Genesee. Def Tambroni, who led Cornell to championship weekend, played there. So did John Desko, Syracuse head coach. Last year, low-scoring title game. This year, not the case. 23 on the board already. And CW Post can try to salt this one away, Matt Danowski. An impressive second half, down by 3. You'd never know it with the way they played half number 2.
Yeah, and it's just like the Lemoyne guys running out of steam. You know, I don't know if the Post guys are in better shape or they played more guys there, whatever the reason was. But it just seems like all the Lemoyne guys ran out of steam. And when Harmatuck went down, it's really kind of when it all went downhill for Lemoyne.
More cramps on the field. And it's so hard for these guys. Brian Craig, sophomore from Brewerton, New York, outside Syracuse, has cramped up too. A medical timeout. They'll need some assistance from the Lemoyne trainers.
See here, Craig try to throw a back check and then just sell out there trying to get a diving check. And if you see his left calf, you see it just locked up. The muscle is as tight as can be, it looks like there. See him just sell out and doesn't look like he can get back up. And he pops over right there and tries to stretch out himself.
Which never works, by the way.
No.
You can't do it. You can try. If you've never had a cramp, good. It's a good thing. They are very painful. And you are immediately overwrought. 9-1, Matt Danowski. CW Post in the second half. As Craig is helped off. When you think about this game, what are some of your keys? Why did it happen?
You know, I think really what it came down to the end was CW Post just maintaining the way they played. You know, they didn't change anything. You know, they put a lot of pressure on the way they played defense, offensively on Lemoyne. So they really kind of ran those guys out of steam. It seemed like they kind of just wore them down over the course of the game with pressing out and laying big checks and getting the ball and running. And Mike Kamek controlling the face-off acts and then really kind of sharing the ball offensively. They did a great job of making 2 or 3 passes before they scored goals in the second half. And I think they just physically wore Lemoyne down here as the game went on.
Here we go.
Off the medical timeout, retrigger for CW Post. Nice defensive effort along the end line. Turnover. And Lemoyne gets it here. Clear attempt with under 2 to go. No time to waste for Drew Beasley and the Dolphins. Burns, things unsettled. Quick shot sent off cage though. Rabbit couldn't find the mark.
Don't do any more, you hear me? Knock it off.
Alexander, watched by Leonard, retriggers. From X, here's Alexander, hopes for the pick from Chatterton. Now feeds off for Harmatuck. Under 90 seconds remaining in the championship game. Harmon-Tuck double team, what a hit. But a flag flies. He got nailed by Wood. Schmidt was all over him as well. It has been a forgettable second half for Jack Harmon-Tuck and Lemoyne's offense.
30 seconds.
Yeah, and this is just typical of what the second half was for Lemoyne and Post. Post out there pressing, doubling the ball, forcing turnovers, forcing the tempo of the game. Lemoyne just seems like they just can't react quick enough to what Post is doing defensively.
John Wood will sit. Man up for Lemoyne. In the final moments of Championship Sunday from Baltimore. On the men's side, Alexander, that's off cage on a quick stick try. Don't forget, women's Division I title game coming your way from Towson. What a matchup we've got for you on the CBS College Sports Network. Maryland, Northwestern will be incredible. With a jam-packed atmosphere, can Northwestern win its 6th straight women's title? We'll find out. Pro-Terp crowd, I'm sure. Jacato Hanna out there on the man-up try here. Time running out on Lemoyne. Burns passing. And it's got it. Burns again. Giordano, big save. Shuts down Chatterton. He's heading off with some cramps. Hanging his head because CW Post is going to win a national championship here. 20 seconds to go. Another battle for it.
10 seconds.
Korek, failure to advance. Lemoyne in the final moments. Vendetti watched by Schmidt. CW Post can count it down. And there it is. It's time for Pioneer Pride again. CW Post does it. Back-to-back Division II national championships. Let's take a look at today's champion play of the game, brought to you by Champion. It's got to be Mike Kama. Wins the draw here, Matt Danowski. This was the first quarter to make it a 5-3 game. Scores himself. One-man team today for CW Post in so many ways.
Absolutely. He was a one-man wrecking crew on face-offs, ground balls, and this goal is actually after Lemoyne made it 4-3. So I extended the lead back to 2 goals, 5-3 is a huge play, and the story of the game for Post.
10 goals were scored in the second half, 9 by CW Post, and that's why for the 3rd time in school history, the Pioneers are national champs. More to come from Baltimore. Back-to-back Division II national championships for CW Post, 3rd in school history. John Jez, in his 4th year, has won his 2nd title. Historic win number 50 for his Pioneer head coach, John. How do you best describe the feeling of winning this title?
Oh, it's amazing. It's even better than last year. You get to feel the old experience down here in Baltimore. It's just great.
And, Coach, can you talk to us about the defensive pressure you put on Lemoyne today and how you think that affected the game in the second half?
I think it was great. We were able to go out and expend the ball, play the ball a little bit harder, and we were able to get turnovers, get the ball back down our offensive end of the field.
Jack Harmon-Tuck for Lemoyne was so effective in the first half. He's 3-1 for 4. What did your defense do specifically on him to shut him down?
I think that Richie, knowing that he's a senior and this is his last game, he pushed himself out a little farther and played a little tougher on the ball. It was a great individual effort by Richie Schmidt.
What does this mean for your program?
Great for our program. Back-to-back, so people haven't gone back-to-back in years. It's great for our program.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
John Jez at CW Post, a 16-1 season, and no revenge for Lemoyne. Matt Danowski was a big theme that we had throughout our Championship Sunday broadcast today on the Division III and Division II side. Danny Sheehan and the Dolphins just couldn't get it done.
Yep, I know how these guys feel, these Lemoyne guys, and I happened to meet 3 times with Hopkins, and at the end of the day, I realized that they did some great things this season, and just because they didn't win the national championship, it doesn't describe their college careers.
Big offensive star for CW Post, Eddie Plompin. 4 goals today, Eddie, for you. 3 in the third quarter. How do you best describe your dominance as a team offensively in the second half?
Our team played real well, and we at halftime, our captain, Brian Leonard, brought us in the locker room. We were down by, I think, 1 or 2 at halftime, and we really came together in the second half and played as a team.
Eddie, thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Congratulations to Eddie Plompin. CW Post winning a national championship. Again, Lemoyne's bid to finish that unfinished business. Matt Danowski falls a little bit short as we wrap up a great day of D3 and D2 lax.
Yeah, great day, and I think 2 unexpected outcomes with just the size of difference of the games played. And it was a great day of lacrosse, though, and it continues tonight with women's lacrosse at 5:30.
14-9 the final. For Matt Danowski, Matt McConnell, our entire CBS College Sports Network crew, I'm Dave Ryan saying so long. For scores, highlights, features, and more, go to CBSCollegeSports.com. This has been a presentation of the CBS College Sports Network. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. The 2010 NCAA Lacrosse Championship weekend continues from Baltimore after the break. Congratulations to the Pioneers, national champs again.